I decided I'm going to try something. Don't know if this is going to work. Don't know if I'm going to post it. But I have already written 7 chapters for book 3 and lost the motivation to write. So I'm going to try posting right now chapter 1, my narration of chapter 1. I'm going to try to include some intro and outro music. I'm probably just going to go with a blank screen because it's hard to add a visual. There is a preface and introductory video to book 3. I will just put that in the playlist so that you can listen to that. It's about 10 minutes long. It does include an introduction. It's like, I guess you could call it chapter 1, but it really isn't. It's kind of a intro to chapter 1. So this is chapter 1. I've just got to get it all up here and get it ready. So again, I'm just experimenting. Don't know if I'm going to post this. If I do, and if you like it and would like to hear chapter 2, let me know. Originally, I wasn't going to do anything until I finished the writing the book, but that never happened. The intro video, I did that about 2 years ago, assuming that I was going to continue to write. So, yeah, it's been really frustrating. We'll see how this goes. Hope you enjoy chapter 1. It's called Homecoming and Weddings. Oh, and there is no sex or swearing in this book. However, the topic might at times come up, and possibly, well, in this chapter, it does come up in dreams, but no one has sex or swears. Just keep that in mind. Lightmane was so happy. He and Latia were getting married. As he looked over at her, he couldn't believe how beautiful she looked. But then he looked confused. Wait, we're getting married? Well, of course we are, silly, Latia said back to him. What did you think we'd be doing? I don't know. Wait, why are we getting married? Latia just looked at him with a funny expression on her face. Well, Tenneth wasn't available any longer, so I figured I'd just settle for you. I mean, better than nothing, right? Tenneth, who was nearby, responded back. Hey, Latia, don't bring me into this. You had your chance with me. You blew it. Latia just sighed. You're right. I did. But now I'm marrying Lightmane, so it's all good. Right, Lightmane? Lightmane? Lightmane opened his eyes. He was sitting on their couch, and Latia was next to him. Hey, did you fall asleep? I wanted to know what you wanted to do. Lightmane was confused. As he looked over at Latia, I'm sorry, what? Where am I? Did you want to or no? Latia asked him. Lightmane looked confused. Did I want to what? Latia just looked at him and rolled her eyes. Oh my God, focus! Did you want to have sex? But the elf only half heard her. Sex? What? Hey, if you're not interested, then I'll have sex with Tenneth. So, what's it gonna be? Lightmane couldn't believe what Latia just said, and he looked over at her, confused. What? You want to have sex? Well, yeah, but you're just out of it, aren't you? Oh, well. Come on, Tenneth, let's have sex. Well, it's about time, Tenneth said. Lightmane then saw that they were starting to take off their clothes, as he noticed that everyone else was in the room too. Jack and Shinfia were kissing each other, while Belfin and Nightwind sat by the fire. Belfin looked over at him. You really blew it. What's wrong with you? He's an idiot, Nightwind said as he continued to stare into the fire. What did you expect? Lightmane stood up quickly. Hey, I am not an idiot. Now, what's going on around here? Latia stood up next to him as she was struggling with the tunic that she wore. It wouldn't come off for some reason. Darn thing. Well, you and I were going to have sex, but then you decided to take a nap, so I've decided that I'll just settle for Tenneth and have sex with him instead. Better than nothing. Right, Tenneth? Tenneth pulled his tunic up over his head and threw it on the floor. You won't get any argument from me, baby. Let's go. Lightmane couldn't believe what he was hearing, let alone what he was seeing. Hold on a second. What's going on around here? Have you all lost your mind? Latia now stood in front of him, having given up on getting her tunic off. Hey, this is your dream, Lightmane, so don't blame us. I mean, it's not like we have a choice now, do we? Tenneth, could you help me here? She said as she looked into Lightmane's eyes and smiled. It's showtime. Baby? Latia put her hands up in the air as Tenneth got behind her and started to pull her shirt off. Lightmane opened his eyes. He could hear the others talking. He was on their couch, sitting next to Latia. On their other couch was Jack, sitting next to Shinfia, while Belfin and Nightwind sat by the fire, tending to it. He realized that he had dozed off somehow. He looked around again, making sure that everything was normal and not crazy. Realizing that it was all a dream, he laid his head back and relaxed and closed his eyes. Sheila was sitting at her table with the others, reading more of the Chronicles of Amber, while also thinking about Zelazny and the Dungeon Master, wishing she could spend some time with them. He said we'd almost certainly never meet again, though, which makes me sad. Yolo looked up at her. Who said that, the Dungeon Master? Yes, I wish there was a way that I could get him to come here. Either of them, actually, but he kissed me, and now I can't stop thinking about him. Yolo smiled. I know he did. I was there, remember? Sounds like you've got a little crush. Yes, I do, which is weird, since I've never had a crush on anyone before. I don't understand why they're so much more powerful than we are, though. Yolo looked at her a little funny. We? You're referring to you and your fellow deities, yes, and not us. Yes, though, Yolo, what would you do if you had the power of a dungeon master? Yolo thought about that for a second. Well, power like that would probably consume me. Not sure I could handle it. I mean, I could pretty much do whatever I want. Sheila smiled. I can pretty much do whatever I want. It doesn't consume me. Yes, but you're a deity. But I wonder if that kind of power would consume you as well. I don't see why it would. Ethics would presume that I naturally treat others in the same manner in which I want to be treated. Yes, well, maybe it wouldn't consume you. But those of us who now live in the realm of the gods? I think if all of a sudden I became as powerful as a dungeon master, I'm not sure I could handle that. Sheila, being a goddess, understood his point. Yes, power can corrupt people, but I think you could handle it. Yolo smiled. Well, thanks for that vote of confidence. But now it was Kurth who was smiling. I think if you were mortal, you couldn't handle it. Being immortal is a lot different. We no longer have the hang-ups we had when we were mortal. Of course, that's partly why we had those hang-ups, wasn't it? It's so much better to be in control of ourselves here. Sheila sighed. Yes, it is. I guess part of the reason I'm so smitten with him is because he's way more powerful than me. I wish I could spend some time with him to get to know him. Well, maybe one day we will. She then looked at Yolo again. So you think you couldn't handle having that kind of power, yet as the dungeon master of our game, you don't abuse your power, other than that one time when you pretended to hit me with a lightning bolt. Everyone started laughing as Yolo thought about that. You know, Sheila, not only could I hit you with a lightning bolt, but I could have it go right through you and not harm you in any way. My power as a dungeon master is basically unlimited. There's really nothing that I can't do, but if I played the game like that, I don't think it would be fun. The game plays best when I'm simply an observer who doesn't interfere in your actions. That comment got Sheila thinking. Oh, so kind of like how we deities are with mortals in their world. I guess that's why dungeon masters stay out of stuff for the most part. Because if they interfered all the time, it could be disastrous. I mean, any one of us could just go up there and start killing mortals for no reason at all, and no one could stop us, except other deities, of course. Yolo continued her thought. Let alone that such an action would be evil, which is why you don't do that. Evil deities would have no problem doing it, though, if you let them. Sheila thought about what Yolo just said, which is one of the reasons why evil deities can't enter my world. I really don't understand, though, why they've chosen to be evil. I mean, what happened to them that caused them to be the way they are? And regardless of what made them that way, why remain evil? I don't get it. I guess they just crave power more than anything else. Yet a dungeon master has way more power than a deity, yet they're not evil. Yolo looked up at her. If they were evil, they'd probably rule over us and wreak havoc everywhere they went. I mean, there'd be nothing we could do to stop them. A chill ran down Sheila's spine. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Let's just hope that there's no such thing as an evil dungeon master. Bale looked over at her. I think if there was, we'd already know, since I'm sure they would have intervened and taken over the world. Bale's words caused everyone to feel a chill run down their spine. It sure is good to be home, isn't it? Latia was sitting on their couch as she said that, and Shinfia was sitting next to her. Next to Latia was Lightmane, and next to Shinfia was Jack. Belfin and Nightwind sat in small chairs. Tenneth tended to the fire in their fireplace. Yes, it is. I almost feel like staying, but I also can't wait to see what's in that tower, though Dragon Mountain scares the crap out of me. How in the world are we supposed to kill a dragon? Lightmane nodded in agreement. No clue, but maybe we'll find treasures in the tower that will help us. Well, here's hoping. Latia decided to change the subject. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait until Dalma comes and stays with us. I can't believe how much she's changed and how we're all great friends with her now. Shinfia continued Latia's train of thought. Yes, but what if her elders notice the change in her and aren't happy about it? Hope they don't try to stop her from coming here. Well, maybe they won't notice. I don't think there's anything they can do, Nightwind said. I mean, their goddess invited her to go on this quest with us, so I think their hands are tied. They're just hoping that nothing comes of it. Just then a funny thought popped into Jack's head, and he just couldn't resist. Well, maybe Dama will start kissing them, and they won't know what to do, he said, as he started laughing. Then everyone else started laughing. The time they all spent together in their home that evening was fun, but eventually night came and they all headed to bed. But they all hoped that Dalma would be over sometime tomorrow. A smile crossed Clavdrea's lips. Problem? What problem are you having, Mithril? What, did a Naga Medusa vampire just walk into the temple and start wreaking havoc? A shiver ran up Mithril's spine as she looked over at Trish and whispered, "She knows about the Medusa," speaking to Clavdrea now, as Trish looked shocked. "How did you know? What, did you send her here?" "Of course. Raisha failed me, so I sent her a little surprise. She won't kill any of the clerics, though, unless, of course, she has to, so don't worry. Also, she'll listen to you, but only if you obey her. She's in charge now. So if you think Raisha was difficult to deal with, well, let's just say I wouldn't cross her in any way if I were you. I expect the monsters in the valley to start attacking the roads again as soon as possible, and you are now second in command. She knows this, so if anyone disobeys, just bring them before her. That should put an end to any insubordination. Go meet with her now and get her up to speed with all that's going on there, and report back to me tomorrow." Clavdrea ended their communication, and Mithril just looked at Trish. "She's in charge now, and I'm to serve directly under her." Trish just smiled.